Hello. I hope everyone is well. My name is Shannon. And give this a second. My name is Shannon and I'm a realtor with eXp Realty. And today we are going to be doing our Homebuyer Tuesday live. So it'll give you guys an opportunity to ask me questions so that you can get your pen and paper, get an idea of what's what, and you can ask me questions from the comforts of your own home because that's the time that we're living in right now. All right, so while you guys are getting yourselves together, I'm going to go ahead and share this to one place. And then we're going to go ahead and get going. When you come on, if you can hear me, if you can give me a wave, that'll be great. And then I will go ahead and get started on sharing the 10 tips that you need so that you can become a home buyer this year. Now, just so you know, it's not super complicated to do. You just really need a plan. And as long as you have a plan in place and you're willing to work the plan, then it will work out for you. When you come on, please share this so that we can reach as many people as we can. And I'm going to go ahead and get this going because it looks like over here on Facebook we do have people here. So, pen and paper. This will probably take me about 30 minutes. I do have myself on a timer so I can be sure that I don't go too far over time because I know that this can be a lot of information. I'm going to keep looking this way because I do have notes here. All right, so if you've never heard me before and maybe you're new here, I just want to share this much with you. I've been an agent since 2015. Before I became an agent, I started a credit counseling and repair company. I know what it's like to try to, as they say, dig out the mud so that you can become a homeowner. It's by the blessings of God that we're able to get anything that we have. We were displaced shortly after having our second child, and we were blessed to be able to purchase a home within 11 months of the following year. So if you feel like that you're one of those people where nothing's seeming to go right, this is going to be my one time addressing this because I really don't want to do like a lot of the Johnny Green Cloud thing, but it can work out for you as long as you're willing to work it. Okay. So the biggest thing is that you want to make sure that you have a plan, and you want to make sure that you have people in your corner that are rooting for you, because it is very difficult to try to improve and reach specific milestones if you don't have people with positive mindset encouraging you in your corner. All right, so we're going to list the 10 steps that you need to become a homeowner, and then we're going to break down each step. So step one, find the right agent. This is important because you are going to be working with whomever you choose to be your real estate agent at least for 30 to 60 days or longer. Okay, so you don't just want to go with the first agent that you meet. You don't just want to go with the first agent whose sign you see in the yard. You are going to want to make sure that you vet that agent. You are going to want to make sure, and if somebody's taking notes, if you guys can type it in the comments so as people come on, they can stay on track, that would be super great. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're asking the questions that count. Okay, and if you're not quite sure what type of questions those would be, it would be questions like, how much are all your fees? Because every agent isn't going to just start showing you houses off the cuff. Okay, most agents are going to want to make sure that they have an understanding of what it is that you're looking to get and the best way to assist you with your home buying need. Another question that you might want to ask is if there's a contract, and if so, how long? Is there a penalty if I cancel this contract? Now, in most cases, if you're listing a home, this is going to be called an exclusive right to sell contract, okay, or listing agreement. If you are on the buyer side, which is what we're going to be specific to today, it's going to be called a buyer broker agreement. And so you're going to want to make sure that you understand that. If you, let's say you just drive in and you see Joe Blow at ABC Realty, ask that person, do you have any references? Google them. Y'all can search for a needle in a haystack. Feel comfortable enough to Google who you might want. Thank you, Dominique. Feel good and comfortable enough to ask them for references. If you ask an agent for references and they're not comfortable enough to provide them, then I'm not saying don't use that agent. They could be new. but they'll be honest with you and telling you so. But these are just some questions that you can ask to make yourself feel comfortable. Another one is, you know, how much work does the agent do? Okay, so sometimes you just might have agents who work as referral agents where they'll make sure that you're pre-qualified to qualify for a home, and then they will refer you to an agent who's probably, you know, working on a full-time or part-time basis, meaning that they're going to be more of a full service agent. So they're going to make sure that they're helping you with finding the home, setting up searches for you so that you can get access to the homes as they come available on the market and the multi-listing system. You're going to be making sure that you're working with an agent that can write up your contract for you. They will take your deposits. Some agents, not all, because I've heard people say they don't go this far, but I know for me and a lot of other agents, you know, we'll schedule your home inspections for you, make sure we connect you with agents that can help you as far as your closing, making sure that your title search and everything is completed. So that's going to be more of a full service experience when you're working with an agent, and that's the type of services that I offer. Okay, so I'm going to be talking about what I do because I can't speak for any other agent. Okay, and I don't feel like that it's good to build your business off of bashing other agents or speaking negatively about other agents. I'm just not going to do that. Okay, so these are some questions that you can ask. What are your hours? If I call you, maybe you work overnight. If I call you at 6 o'clock in the morning, are you going to answer the phone? I'm not. I'm not a morning person. I'm not. But there might be some agents that work that way, okay? So these are questions that you want to ask your agent when you connect. The second thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure that you prepare your finances, okay? And I know that for some people, it is very uncomfortable conversation to talk about finances. And that's because we've kind of been taught that you don't ask about how much money people make because it's rude and things like that. But it's not. It is not rude. Okay? First of all, when you're working with a realtor, we have to have an idea of if you have a job. I don't need to know how much money you make. I just need to know if you have a job. You know, I need to know how much money you have saved to go towards your home purchase, because I need to know this for when we start to get to negotiations. Do you have the money for the deposit to submit your offer? Do you have the earnest money saved so that we can complete the home inspections? This is important. We don't want to get you into the process of looking at a home and you're starting to fall in love, and then you don't even have the monies to get to the next step to make sure that you can purchase the home. So when we're asking you as an agent, or we're asking you these questions, it's to make sure that you are prepared. Okay, it's not to be offensive. It's not to be disrespectful. It's not to be all up in your business. Okay, like when you go into the home buy process, you don't have no business that's being hidden. Trust me. Okay, because we have to know this information. So there's that part. You want to make sure that you have money saved. So I'm going to start giving y'all some, I'm going to try to keep it light on the percentages and things, but you want to make sure that you have anywhere from 3 to 20%. Thank you. I appreciate that text alert thing. Y'all, I did text alerts today. I got that from King Ashley Ann. If you don't know about her, go check her out on Instagram. She's bomb.com and everything she does. All right. So 3.5 to 20% for your purchase price. Okay. We just touched on earnest monies. Earnest monies are going to be the monies that you need to cover your deposit, your home inspections, and things of that nature. Appraisals. Appraisals can range anywhere from 8 to like 500 to 1,000. Is what I've heard here recently. Home inspections can be anywhere from $600 to $1,200. Okay, so you guys can play this back if I ran that too fast. Okay, so you're going to want to make sure that you have money saved. You're also going to want to make sure that you pull your credit report. We're not going to delve too deep into credit, but if you want to go there, we can, because y'all know I'm qualified to do it. If you don't know, I'm qualified to do it. All right, so you're going to want to pull your credit report. You can do that from myfico.com. You can do that from Credit Hero Score. You can do that from Experian.com. I don't really care where you pull the credit report from if you're just checking to make sure that the information is correct. If you're looking for your FICO mortgage score, I do care. You're going to need to pull it from Experian.com or myfico.com, because those are the two that are going to give you your FICO score that's going to closely relate to what the mortgage lender is looking for. Hi, everybody who's coming on. As you're coming on, if you can, share this. Let me know that you guys hear me. If you have questions, please feel free to type them. I am keeping track on both as we're going through it. When you're looking at your credit report, you're going to want to look for errors because credit reports have errors. If you guys didn't know, next month or this month, it's either this month or next month. I think it was this month. Medical debts that are under $500, paid or unpaid, are going to start falling from off of your credit report. Da, da, da. Okay, so if you were having issues with medical debt, if you were like, oh my God, I can't buy a house because I have medical debt, those are going to start to fall off. Now, there are some that are going to stay, like over 500, non-paid. All right, now, know this. You can still qualify for a mortgage even if you have a small amount of medical debt. I'm not going to go through it. If you guys need a list of lenders that I can refer you to, let me know. I'm happy to text it to you because as you saw, I like to text. Okay. So those are some things that you want to look at with your finances. All right. The third step is you're going to want to research a lender. Now, sometimes step 1 and step 3, 1 and 3 can be interchangeable, meaning you might go to a lender first. Yes. Okay. You can go to, actually, if you guys want a list of what I'm going through, you can text home, the word home, to 302-330-2572. And it'll give you this list that I'm going through too for you guys to have a nice, pretty version of it. But I want you guys to stay here with me, okay? Because I like talking to y'all. So, you might go to a lender first, and then they'll, they might refer you to an agent, or you go to an agent first, and then they'll give you a list of lenders that they work with. You can do it whichever way you want. If you have somebody that you feel comfortable with, then go with who you feel comfortable with, okay? So, you're going to need to research lenders. Again, you're going to want to kind of look for lenders who are experiencing what you're trying to do. Understand that I would rather you work with a lender that I know is going to provide you with good service as opposed to just like a Rocket Mortgage or something like that. Now, there's nothing wrong with that kind of thing, but sometimes it can be a little harder to get in contact with people. Not taking anything away from those types of companies. Okay. All right. So when you talk to the lender is going to determine the loan type that you qualify for. They're going to tell you what your down payment's going to be. They're going to go through, their due diligence. Hey, what do you want your ideal mortgage payment to be? What are you looking for as far as, they want to know about your credit. How much money do you have saved? Again, we're going to be touching on this finance question again, because all of this is important when it comes to helping you find your home and setting you up so that while we're looking, we're aware of what the terms are going to be to help negotiate the best deal for you as a client. So they're going to let you know if you qualify for VA, FHA, USDA, or conventional mortgages. They're going to be the ones who let you know how much of a down payment is required. Okay, so I tell people money questions, I'm going over to the lender. Okay, now there might be some money questions that we can answer, but usually that's going to be a lender thing. They're also going to be the ones that get you pre-approved. Now, it's very important to be pre-approved before we start looking at homes. Shannon, why? Particularly in this market, you can see a house today. It's here now. It's going tonight. The sellers are not waiting for you as the buyer to be like, oh, I like your house. Oh, well, can you wait 5 days for me to get a pre-approval? That's not what they're going to do. Okay? So during this is step 3. Remember I said step 1 and 3 can be interchangeable. So before you go look at any houses, this step has to be done as far as helping you get pre-approved so that it can be determined how much house you can afford and making sure that you're comfortable with the numbers that your lender gave you. Okay? They're going to give you an idea of how much money you need in order to close on a home based off of what your pre-qualification is. And that's important to know because you don't want to wait till the last minute and then you decide, I'm scared, I'm not comfortable, and this isn't going to work for me. All right? You guys still with me? Can everybody still hear me? All right. I'm hoping y'all still with me. Okay. So step 4 is where we're going to start doing house searching. Thank you. So this is where you're going to make your list of what your wants and your needs are. I've said this a million times. I wanted a 1-story house. I did not want to be in Seaford. I absolutely did not want the tub next to the toilet because at that time our children were little and I wasn't fitting between the tub and toilet. And I'm weird about germy things. Okay. So I did not want the tub next to the toilet. Don't judge me, okay? Just don't judge me. Don't do it. All right. So nothing else on my list did I get other than the tub and the toilet not being next to each other in either of the bathrooms. But I was okay with that because I understood what my wants were and what my needs were. I needed to find a home that we could live in. We needed to find a home that was affordable. Okay. I wanted a half acre. I wanted a 1-story house. I needed a house. Get it? Okay. So you might want to get a head start of making a list of your wish list, whatever you might see in your mind. Now, when you're a first-time home buyer, sometimes, you know, the stars are bright when we're looking at houses and we're driving by, you know, and I just, you make your list of your wants, okay? But understand that you have to understand what your needs are too. Drive around the areas that you think you want to live in, okay? Only you can make a determination of how comfortable it is. You want to see what your commute is like. How close is this to the highway? How is this going to be with me trying to get out of here during the summertime? How is this going to be with me trying to get out of here during school time? Just different things that might be important to you. Is this going to be okay if I want to walk my dog? Do they have a dog park? For the things that are important to you, because you might be a pet parent. I'm a pet parent. It's important to have enough space for the dog to be out to go out and have her space. Okay. You know, and just make sure that you have an understanding of the neighborhoods that you might want to live in, price points at the neighborhoods that you might want to live in, because it matters. All right. Any questions? We're halfway through the list. We're halfway through, and I got a timer. I had got this cute. Y'all look at this timer. Ain't this cute? I got this from Kenya Mays. It's like a 30-minute timer, so it keeps me on track. I love it. So anyway, option 5 is going to be making your offer. So this is where we go back to the money portion, and we're going to kind of break this down in baby steps. So you want to make sure that, especially if it's a seller's market, which is what we're in right now, that you give a nice, strong, competitive offer. Okay, this is not the market where you can nickel and dime and ask for closing costs and offer like $20,000 less than list price and things like that. You want to make sure that you have your earnest monies prepared. When you submit an offer for a home and you write your deposit check, they cash that. It's not just there to look pretty. Okay, they want to make sure that it's there and then it goes towards the purchase price of the home. You want to make sure that you keep everything on track. Don't open up any new credit cards. Don't max out your credit cards. Don't co-sign for anybody. No 0% interest, anything. You know what I mean? If your car break down, carpool. All jokes aside, carpool. Because you can buy a car and it'll mess you up from buying a house. Okay? And, you know, you can use different types of clauses to make sure that your offer is stronger. I know in the state of Delaware, we do something called escalation clauses. And I actually had a deal where we did this. And basically what an escalation clause says is you're submitting an offer for a home. And if somebody else's offer is higher than yours, then your offer will automatically go higher than theirs, a certain amount, up to a specific amount of money, which can be really nice and competitive in a market like this if there's something that you really want. Okay. And maybe we'll do a video another day where we talk about the offer process as far as, you know, what happens if you submit an offer and they don't like it. You know, what happens if I submit an offer and I'm a buyer and the seller doesn't like it? Does that mean that that's it? No. There's different options that might take place. And if you guys want a live on that, let me know in the comments. Do you guys want a live where I break down how the process goes when you submit an offer for a home? And y'all can let me know. After you get under contract, so this means you found the house, you know, you submitted it to financing. They're doing all the numbers to make sure that it works. The seller's okay with the numbers that you're offering. You're okay with the numbers that you're offering. That's when you're under contract. Okay. And at that point, that's when we start doing the inspections. This is step number 6. This is how we make sure that you're not buying a lemon, or what, you know, they call lemons. Cars are lemons, but this is how we make sure that you're not buying the money pit. Y'all remember that movie? I think it came out like in the 80s. Babe, was that the 80s? Was that Tom Hanks? Yeah. Where they bought that bad house and they were falling through the steps. Do you remember that movie? Y'all, I think it was in the early 80s. Because I think my uncle and them used to watch it. And I just remember being a little girl. I was born in the 80s. And I think it's called The Money Pit. And they bought this house. And they were walking down the steps. And he fell through the steps. And I just remember seeing that when I was little, and the couple kept complaining. They were like, oh, the house looked real nice on the outside, and then they bought it, and it was like a complete money pit where it just kept eating up all the money that they had. You should watch it sometimes if you hadn't, and it looks like I'm right. It's called The Money Pit. Thank you, Carm 512. 1986, that movie came out. Dang, how I remember that? That don't make no sense. It did come out in 1986, called The Money Pit. So this is how we make sure that you're not getting a bad house. You're going to get a home inspection, okay? Home inspection is going to be structural and mechanical, meaning it's not going to cut a hole in the wall because it's not, but it is going to turn on all the appliances. It's going to make sure the heat is working because the house has to have heat, not air. You can always get window units. Just letting y'all know, okay? It's going to make sure that the hot water heater heats up to the right temperature. It's going to make sure that a drone or a person goes on top of the home and or in the crawl space if they can fit. Sometimes with older homes, they can't fit just because of the way they were built. It has nothing to do with the person. It has everything to do with the way the house was built. Okay? So they're going to be making sure that all the conditions of the house are met as far as safety. Okay? So when you get your home inspection, there's going to be 3 different results. It's either going to be, and it's like a 30-page report, 20-something to 30-some pages. I saw one time that was like 100 pages, but that was an older home that required a lot of work. So it's going to give you satisfactory, which means it's good, minor, which means it could be a potential issue in the future, but it's not a problem right now, and major, which means this is a safety or an issue, get it fixed yesterday. Now, does that mean that you can't buy a house that has major issues? No, it doesn't mean that. What that gives you opportunity to do is to negotiate again. And that's what the contract for the state of Delaware allows you to do. So you can ask, especially if you approve the home inspection contingency, and I don't want to give you, again, too much too fast. So if you go back, and let's say there are major things and you go and you ask the seller to fix it, then they can say yes or no. If they fix everything, you're in there like swimwear. If they say no, then you can renegotiate or you can walk away. So I would rather you spend a couple hundred up to, maybe $1,200, like I said earlier, for a home inspection, rather than you pay hundreds of thousands of dollars for a house. That's a money pit, right? I'd rather pay a couple $100 or $1,000 to make sure that I'm investing in something that's going to benefit me rather than blow it. I'm sorry. Okay. All right. So any questions there? Y'all can post them and I'll answer them as we get there. So the next part is going to be what we call the appraisal, which is where the lending company is going to send a third party to say, is this house worth what this person is trying to buy it for? If it is, then we good. If it's not, then in most cases, the seller will adjust down, or else the buyer has to come up with the cost difference. It just depends. Now, I've not ever had it where these situations have really happened in retrospect, but like I tell people, I'm going to tell you, both sides, we hope for the best, we plan for the worst. Hope for the best, plan for the worst. Okay? Number 8. That's where they said the appraisal was ordered, but I said it was 7. And then number 8 is actually what I'm going to give to title search. So this is when your attorney is checking to make sure that you can have free and clear ownership in the house. That there's not an Uncle Johnny who moved to Alaska. And the other brothers and sisters decided to list the house and didn't tell Uncle Johnny. And now you're trying to buy it, So it's going to check for things like that. And then finally, this is when you're going to start packing. Or maybe you started packing already. You know what I mean? And, we do give you a cute little timetable of how you should begin to declutter and pack and get your things together with the last 4 weeks. Because some of you might rent an apartment or a home and you have to give 60-day notice. And you don't want to wait until you're at the end of your process to give notice. Okay? So we give you that too. And then, of course, step number 10 is you have closing day. Closing day is when you get your keys and when you basically sign like a lot of paper. You sign a lot of papers. But it's an exciting day because this is the day that you get to get a fresh start, for a lot of people, or even just a new start. You get your own space, you get your own place. Some of you might have children, you might be pet parents, you're achieving a dream, you're achieving a goal. Whether you're a first generational home buyer or not, whether you're a first time home buyer or not. And luckily, thankfully for us, in Sussex County, you do have Sussex County Housing Trust Program to assist with those who need it. We're not going to get into that. I did a video on that. You guys can look back at my videos on Instagram. They should be in the stories and on Facebook. They're underneath the videos on my Shannon Payton eXp Realty page. So you can learn all about it, or go to my YouTube. Okay? So you guys can find that information there. I did good because this timer is for 30 minutes and it looks like it's still like a good, I don't know, 7 minutes. I don't know. What's this look like to y'all? Maybe more like 4 minutes. I don't know. What y'all call that? 4 minutes? I don't know. Anyway, do you all have any questions? If so, now is the time to ask them. While you're getting your questions together, again, my name is Shannon Payton. I'm a realtor with eXp Realty here in Delaware, where I specialize in first-time home buyers, but it is my goal to help you plan to successfully buy, sell, and invest in real estate. I thought it was looking like 5 minutes too, right? If you all want a copy of the information that I share with you today, you can text the word HOME, HOME, to phone number 302-330-2572. It will send you a text message with the link. Okay, at least it should. And it'll also ask you to give me some information, you know, just kind of about where you are in the process so I can best assist you. Because the goal here is to help 20 families this year. Now, I've probably been able to help 2, but that doesn't mean that my goal has stopped or it has changed. So if you know anybody who's interested in buying, selling, or investing in real estate, please, ma'am, please, sir. Yes, I'll give it to you again. Please, ma'am, please, sir, keep me in mind and refer your friends because I'm happy to assist with helping them buy, sell, and invest in real estate. Again, that phone number is texting the word HOME, or you can just text me. It doesn't matter. But if you text the word HOME, it'll automatically send it to you to the phone number 302-330-2572. And if you're on Facebook, that's actually in the description of the live. If you're on Instagram, it's on my page. So I'm hoping that this found you guys well, that you learned some new information today that you didn't know about. And be sure to check out the bundle. Like, I got a cute bundle that's attached above or below this video that will give you more of an in-depth. There y'all go. I see y'all coming home with the home text. I see you. So get the bundle because it's going to provide you with a more in-depth step of how you can purchase during COVID, because we're still in COVID. Well, not the word list, y'all, the word home, but I got you though. And we'll go ahead and get that going. And just to give you a little bit more insight, the home buying during COVID, it's a workbook, so it's going to help you set up so that you can learn how to purchase a home without paying a mortgage payment, because there is a way to do that, and I am sharing that with you in the book. Okay, it is not as difficult as you think. How you can build and save your credit for down payment and closing costs, as well as you know, pros and cons, and helping you determine if you should do rent to own, which I do not recommend. I'm not even gonna lie, I do not recommend it. It's not because I'm a realtor. I don't recommend it because I don't like it, and I've never seen it to be successful. Just keeping it where it's at. If you do choose to purchase that, which I think it would be great for you, it's $29. It's called Home Buying During COVID, and it is available above. It's going to be a download for you. So again, thank you guys for joining me this evening. We're on the last couple minutes of this thing. Again, I love it, okay? And please feel free to share this with anyone. It doesn't seem to be any questions, so I'll give you guys last call. If you have any questions, please, ma'am, please, sir, post it so that I can answer it. If you are watching this on a replay, then you can always post your questions as well. I will still come through and answer them for you. Again, my name is Shannon Payton with eXp Realty here in the state of Delaware, where it is my goal to help you plan so that you can successfully buy, sell, and invest in real estate. As I'm able to assist you through that, please tell your friends, your auntie, your uncle, and your auntie too about me so that I can help them with completing their real estate goals as well. I don't see any questions, and so we're going to go ahead and shut this down for the evening. Again, If you need the list of the information that I've gone through, if for some reason you feel like you missed anything or you want to have something that you can print out and hold in your hand, you can text the word HOME, HOME, to me at 302-330-2572. And we'll be sure to provide you with that information. You guys have a phenomenal evening and have a good one. Thank you so much.